The Utah Jazz have a Western Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend the home court at the Energy Solutions Arena here in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan, and with me today, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And so in the game for the Rockets, Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Joey Dorsey is out there with Jones. And it's Brewer in the three spot. On its way from Hayward for two. Again, the miss by Hayward. Gordon Hayward with an unusual pattern dating back 6 years back and forth. Great three-point shooting one season, and then Clark awful the next.
You know, it's a bit puzzling, Kevin. You look at the numbers from 2009 to 2014. Up and down, up and down. Last season around just 30%. I'm sure it's a coincidence, but it's a pretty rare one, no doubt. And I'm sure Gordon, with his work ethic, is going to try to smooth that good three-point shooting out and sustain it for a while.
And it's rejected. Here's Brewer. Second chance shot. And he sinks the layup. For Utah, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Exum kicks to Favors. And he gets it to go. And here's Harden. Passes it to Beverly. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, you look at Patrick Beverly, and I think he embodies the phrase Chicago tough. He's relatively unknown growing up and hooping in the playgrounds of West Chicago. He's always played the game with an edge, though, and that served him well as an NBA player.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Shooting for Utah.
Well, Beverly learned pressure defense back in high school as the lead guard in a 1-2-2 press. To prepare his team to play that way, his coach had them running stairs, running around the school nonstop for an hour every day. And Beverly still fanatical about his conditioning.
Harden dishes to Brewer. Here's the 3. Jazz have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Feeds it to Exum. Back to Favors. Banked in off the glass.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
And so Patrick Beverly, taken in the second round in 2009. Clark, the final cut of training camp by the Miami Heat. He spent the next 5 years playing in Greece and in Russia.
You're right, Kevin. Those are physical leagues where they allow a lot of contact. His defense was how he survived. And even now, that's his bread and butter. That's how he plays. He defends.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
A different look for Utah. Trevor Booker comes in for Derek Favors. And Trey Burke subbed in for Exum. Smith checked in for Houston. Riza comes in for Brewer. And now Utah, fast break. And that one's good. Perfect. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Utah?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
We've also seen them do a great job of not letting easy shots go into the paint. A good amount of blocks for this team so far today.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. So both teams changing it up here. Rockets trail by 6. Harden kicks to Canaan. Lays it up and banks it in. Cannon's got his first bucket in this one. Well, guys, the Utah Jazz, one of the better front offices, I think all would agree, in the NBA, narrowly missing the playoffs in 2013. And they saw this loaded 2014 draft class and Steve, they decided to go young.
Well, tough to let Paul Millsap and Al Jefferson just walk away, but you know there's a plan in place, and the Jazz felt like they needed to go young. They didn't want to tie themselves up long term with contracts that would just lead to mediocrity. So the rebuild is on, and this team does have some talent.
Here's Kanan following the three-pointer by Utah. Jones trying to get open. Gobert pulls it in.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look and just lost his focus. Oh, boy, nice one-man fast break on that one.
It sure was a stylish finish to cap it off, too.
Here's Dorsey. Kicks it out to Harden. And some nice passing there by Houston. 6 on the shot clock. The three-pointer, no good. Jazz leading by 7. Outside Millsap. A shot by Hayward, wide open. Booker the pass to Gobert. He feeds it to Hayward. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Hayward's got 6 points.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
It's Harden with the drive, and he gets it to go. Harden's got his second bucket.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas. Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
Rockets have not yet made a free throw in the game, 0 of 2 so far.
Well, last season they only hit 71.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Jazz lead by 8. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, from what we've been watching with the Jazz, what are you guys seeing out there?
And a good start for this club. I like the way they played together, really moved the ball and did a nice job offensively.
Yeah, excellent ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard, too.
And so in the game for the Rockets, Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Corey Brewer is out there with Jones, and it's Dorsey in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir. That may put a little life back into this team.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Bringing it down hard. Clark, bring it down hard, my brother.
Patrick Beverly is absolutely a hound dog defensively. He's got so much pit bull in him and how he goes about defending people at that guard spot. He's not a big playmaker or scorer. He's basically a three-point shooter and a defensive specialist.
A shot by Harden, wide open. The pass to Brewer. It's Harden with the drive. Dorsey dishes to Jones. This one for 3. It's good, and the Jazz lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket for Beverly.
Now, sometimes when you trail, you want to make up that entire deficit with one shot. I think they've got to be more patient.
Yeah, there are no home run shots in basketball. I know the 3 is a big weapon, but all these threes haven't helped their cause, so they're trying to catch fire from there and just haven't been able to do it.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, Patrick Beverly could make the case for being the league's most disruptive defender at point guard. He said, quote, "I know some people might not like my defense, but I don't really care. I'm physical, I'm tough, and I'm setting the tone. I don't look at the numbers, I just go out there and I guard everyone exactly the same." That's aggressively, Kevin. Exactly what they're looking for.
He gets after it. Nothing easy. Thanks, Doris. Derek Favors checked in for Trevor Booker. Houston also making some changes. Smith comes in for Joey Dorsey. And Trevor Ariza has subbed in for Corey Brewer.
You know, the dunks are few and far between for the big guy, but every once in a while we get one just like that.
It's not hard to believe that kind of size might keep you from being a high flyer.
Yeah, that's a lot of man right there to try to get up off the ground, Kevin.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Smith. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for James Harden. Here's Exum. Makes it off the glass. And the Jazz lead by 7.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Well, playing in the West can be a grind, and that's what was impressive about where the Rockets ended up. They didn't rely on their bench a whole lot. That really rode their starter.
Here's Novak. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Cannon kicks to Jones. Stolen by Exum. Here's Novak. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. That one is on Ariza. As you said, Clark, Rockets did well against the rest of the conference and really didn't have a deep rotation.
Usually that can catch up to a team, but the Rockets starters were able to stay healthy and log big minutes last year, and it's why they nabbed that 4th seed in the West.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Gobert comes in for Enes Kanter. And Gordon Haywards is subbed in for Exum. Beverly the pass to Ariza. Just 5 on the clock. The Rockets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And that one falls for Cannon.
You know, for so long, the Jazz had been a competitive team in the West due to their defense and grit, but last year that just wasn't the case, and it showed in the standings.
The Jazz making a switch here. Millsap's checked in. And a switch here also for Houston. Brewer's checked in. Burke kicks to Gobert. Dishes to Burke. Nice shot by Gobert. Gobert has got the lead up to 9 now for the Jazz. Clark, the Jazz usually a factor in the Western Conference, but last season they finished at the bottom of the conference and mustered only 13 wins against the rest of the West.
You know, we've talked about it before, but it all goes back to defense. I mean, the Jazz usually can stay in games by not giving up easy points, but they tend to wane in that defensive effort over time.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Montejunas comes in for Joey Dorsey. And James Harden subbed in for Isaiah Cannon. And Brewer kicks to Beverly. Rejected by Favors. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And here's Hayward. 6 points for him. Pass to Favors. He dishes it to Burke. And Favors kicks to Hayward. 5 on the clock. Favors can't get it to go.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Harden gets the bucket.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Burke dishes to Favors. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounceability.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Harden has a wide open look. Harden missing again.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And he gets the bucket. Here's Beverly. It'll count. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so we conclude the first half. Jazz out in front, up by 12. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Rockets trailed by 12. Exum is out there with Hayward. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's Favors. And it's Novak in at the small forward. That's the group right now for Utah. Exum kicks to Hayward. Here's Kanter. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
Enes Kanter, originally from Turkey, some real promise offensively. Scores well on that left block, and he does a nice job on the offensive boards as well. At times he's...
Oh, how about that basketball, man? Wow. Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have to build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
And stolen by Favors. To the middle. The shot's good from Kanter. And the Jazz lead by 11.
They're forcing the ball inside. It's working beautifully.
Now the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
The Rockets shoot the ball at 42%. It's Harden with the drive.
James Harden with the most famous beard in the NBA. In fact, he leaves his barber in charge of trimming it, so you can give him all the credit, or maybe the blame, depending on how you look at it.
In Harden, a relatively quiet demeanor. Some have even said moody, but clearly he's embraced his new leading role in Houston.
And he said as much himself. He looks at the Rockets as his team, and you can see it in his demeanor on the court. With that leadership comes responsibility, and I think he's ready to continue to step into that. That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here in the last few possessions.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Well, guys, Quinn Snyder this season taking over as head coach of the Utah Jazz. Snyder said the fit is terrific. He loves player development. Certainly a nice compliment to this young roster. Snyder's road in the coaching ranks has been a winding one, but he said the adversity he's faced has made him a better coach and a better person. Gentlemen?
His time has come, Doris. All the makings of a great coach. Thank you. Favors with the rebound. Favors got his 4th rebound in this one.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Derek Favors. Houston also making some changes. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Terrence Jones. Ariza comes in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverley. Kanter with it. Now Smith defending. Brewer with the steal. Smith the pass to Ariza. And that one's good. Ariza's got his first points in this one.
Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over him.
Exum kicks to Booker. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. This is his first free throw of the game. He's off on the first. Burke, he's checked in for Utah. And then for Houston, Terrence Jones is checked in for Smith. Harden comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jason Terry.
The Rockets, to me, are an emerging factor in the West. Not 100% sold on them being championship caliber, but I still think you got to give that front office a lot of credit in terms of what they got out of the superstar tandem of Harden and Howard. I think it's a strong foundation of scoring and defense.
Jazz leading by 8. 1:35 left in the 3rd. Novak misses.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
Shoots from 12. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, I like his determination and his attitude and aggressiveness, but the defense wasn't going to back off that shot. They were tight on it.
He was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. Both teams will make substitutions. Jazz have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Down low. Here's Booker. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Houston moving it around. Ariza goes in. And it's Beverly missing. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
You got to time up the clock, and it's easier said than done. But you got to execute your offense on that first possession.
Here's Gobert. Hits that one, nice pass, leading him to the bucket. And now it's a 10-point Jazz lead. Now a timeout called by Houston.
Well, Gordon Hayward unable to reach an agreement on a contract extension with the Utah Jazz last season. So instead, it played out in restricted free agency. A player with a lot of admirers around the league, and a big raise, certainly a given for him.
Brewer is checked in for Houston. Harden comes in for Canada. Booker dishes to Burke. He kicks to Gobert. To the paint. Here's Booker. And it's blocked by Harden. Here's Beverly. Jazz leading by 10. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. We've got Moniunas. Terry is out there with Harden. And it's Smith. And it's Brewer in the small forward. It's Millsap with the drive. Shot is off. And it's Houston the other way.
I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
He put that lead pass in perfect position for his teammate.
Burke, the pass to Exum. There's the dish to Favors. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Moniunas.
Well, Derek Favors still developing offensively. I think he's trying to refine his post game and his shooting touch. But the potential is still there.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Moniunas. Terrence Jones comes in for Smith. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Jason Terry. Kicks to Nova. It's rebounded by Houston. Harden's got 4 rebounds in this game. And for Favors, most of his shots, Clark, coming around the rim.
Yeah, a strong offensive rebounder. He can use his imposing physique to overpower a lot of defenders.
To the left side wing. Cantor kicks to Exum. Pass to Novak. And Dante Exum picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Jazz making a switch here. Hayward's checked in. Now the feed to Jones.
Gordon Hayward.
Pass to Harden. This is to Brewer. 6 to shoot. Harden kicks to Brewer. They get it back. Kicks it out to Harden. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That is his first foul of the game. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Timeout called the Rockets.
Well, with the Jazz playing much better basketball coincided with the return of rookie point guard Trey Burke from injury.
This
despite the fact they would have wanted a higher pick, it's really kind of nice to see their young core competing at a high level.
Jason Terry, he's checked in for Houston. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Kevin McHale address his team. He told us, guys, I know we can do this, fellas. Let's maximize every possession and get after it and just watch. Things will go our way. Kevin?
And the Jazz lost 10 of 11 games to start the season, but once Burke returned from that broken finger, guys, he proved to be one of the more NBA-ready rookies.
No surprise from a player who won pretty much every National College Player of the Year award at Michigan his sophomore season. You know, they traded up to get him, and he's been a great fit.
And the Rockets making a change here. Harden's checked in to take the lead, and that's 2 points on the layup. That's 7 unanswered.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Yeah, not a lot you can do defensively when they continue to get the ball inside and get these easy shots. What's going on defensively there? A lack of focus, no concentration. Too easy.
Here's Beverly, and it's blocked. Here's Novak. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set.
Harden, no good.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Looking at the game for Hayward,
He has 12 points.
A big number, but he's been doing some valuable defensive work for him.
Rockets trail by 3. And it's slammed in by Brewer.
Oh, man, they needed a run to get back into this game, and they got it.
And a good one, defensively and offensively. It's been a terrific stretch for him.
To the middle. Here's Harden. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Hayward. And he gets the bucket. Hayward's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And now the crowd really getting into it.
Listen to that.
It is shaking in here, guys. Absolutely insane.
Brewer, good.
Defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Exum dishes to Novak. Feeds to Hayward. Nice ball movement by Utah. Cantor.
And that is the shot of the game.
Well, he's got the guts and courage to take it and the skill to make it.
Here's Dorsey. And stolen by Favors. An even 3-on-3 break. Brewer with the steal. Jones kicks to Dorsey. He feeds it to Brewer. Frames it from downtown.
I'll tell you what, they are dialed in from three-point land here in the fourth quarter.
Going right, causing some serious harm from long range.
Hayward from outside. And Jones pulls it down. Houston's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth.
This is exactly what happens when you allow James Harden to heat up.
And the Jazz call time here. They're behind by 3. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Well, they've got 2 options here. They can go for the 3 and the tie, or the quick 2 in the foul.
I like the idea of going for the quick 2. Take it to the rim, and that wouldn't be a bad way to approach this situation.
Hayward from outside. Can't knock in the 3. Harden with it. And Dante Exum picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Yeah, no question the right call at this point. You can't let them just dribble it out.
That's right. I mean, you got to send them to the line and hope for a few misses.
So it's a narrow victory for the Rockets, pulling it up
listening to Outbound Sound.